Hello, and welcome. Welcome to the Fit Over 40 Challenge Show, the number one health and fitness podcast for those of us in the club. Yes, the 40 and over club, that is. My name is Coach Dave. I am going to be your coach today, and I'm super excited to bring you this episode. And today, we're going to talk about, are you ready for a change? Now, before I get into that, I just wanted to take a brief second and invite you to the free Facebook group. It's all about healthandfitness.com, and you can join for free. And here's the really cool thing about it is that there's lots of people in that group right now that are there to help motivate you. If you've ever heard me talk about, what type of people are you surrounding yourself around, and those are the people that are going to help you get to your goals. Well, this group is just a group of great like-minded people who are all about helping people, all about health and fitness. So I really would love to invite you there and to get to meet up with you and get to know you. And you can just join for free. So look forward to that. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into today's episode and today's topic. And I titled it Ready for a Change. And I want to know, do you wish you could change something about your life right now? Now, I'm here to argue that change can happen in an instant. Okay, now, I didn't always believe that, but over the years and then just recently, I watched something which I'm going to talk to you about, kind of puts it all together. So, it goes against popular thought. I know most people believe that change has to be worked at for months or maybe even years. And we expect to go ahead and try something and fail and, fail again until ultimately, give up or we succeed. So two different options there. But how many people do you know struggle with their weight? I mean, let's say they want to make a healthy change by getting in shape, but the change never seems to take hold. I've seen that lots of times. I'm sure you have. Maybe you're one of them. Well, maybe there's something in your life that you want to change, all right? Is it that you want to lose weight? Do you have high blood pressure? Or do you have clothes that don't fit you? Maybe since it's summertime, you really want to look good in a bathing suit, all right? But what's keeping you from making that positive change in your life? That's the question I want to ask you, okay? So just recently, you may have heard, you may not have, some of you might follow him, some of you don't, but Tony Robbins just, I don't know if it's called a documentary. It's not really a documentary, but he has something what's called A Date with Destiny. And this film writer, I guess he is a documentary type person who's done stuff, just recently created something in Netflix. It's on Netflix. It's called I'm Not Your Guru. But here's the thing, and this is what I'm trying to get to. Is and in this, and this is what Tony says, is that it's the getting ready to change that takes time. See, in the end, there's a single instant when change occurs. And so Tony goes on to outline kind of three specific beliefs. And in the video, there's more to it. He talks about, or they go through the 6 days. But here, I'm just going to talk to you about the 6 beliefs that he says you must have in order to create a lasting change. All right, so we're going to put these 3 out there, and hopefully these 3 are going to help you get that change you want. So belief number 1 is something must change. Okay, so, do you sort of want to get in shape, or do you absolutely have to lose the weight? I can't tell you how many times I've had people come to me and say, Dave, my doctor says I have to lose the weight or else. And that's when the change starts to happen, okay? Sure, does dropping a few pounds sound nice, or is living another day in your current body, unbearable? See, there's the difference there, okay? Can you no longer stand it? And so in order to make a lasting change, you must be convinced that the time has come. when you hit that rock bottom, that is where the change occurs. You're no longer satisfied. You're fed up with where you are, and you realize it's time. So belief number 2 is, I must change. Okay, so it is vital that you take full responsibility in making the change. And notice I said that you. This was something that I caught in that Netflix film with Tony Robbins. Was he was going through some sort of intervention with this girl, and he was like, well, now I want to make sure that this is you that wants to. They wanted her to call her boyfriend and tell him, that obviously things weren't working. But anyway, I'll let you watch that. But what he was getting to is it must be you. You have got to want to change, okay? Sure, others can assist you, but in the end, you are the one who's going to make it happen, okay? You have to need this change. Again, let me rephrase that or reemphasize that. You need this change enough to make it your personal mission. No one else will do it for you. And I'm just going to kind of back up just a little bit, because if you've ever listened to any of the podcast episodes, especially the earlier ones, I focused in on your why, and coming up with your why is huge. And that's kind of where belief number 2 kind of comes into play is that you must change, because there's a reason why. You have to dig deep and find out, what is it? Why do you want to change, okay? And so then belief number 3 is, I can change it. Let me rephrase. I can change it. So we went from something must change to I must change to I can change it. Notice that difference in language there. So I'm here to tell you right now, whatever the case is, I don't care how many times you have tried and failed, okay? Don't let past failures get in your way. I mean, I use entrepreneurial type analogies, but think about Einstein. How many times did he fail at doing different things, creating the light bulb? You're going to fail, but don't let that stop you from keep trying. All you have to do is get it right once, and you're there, okay? So the truth is that you can do amazing things when you put your mind to it. You just have to believe, okay? Again, let me rephrase that. You have to believe that you are capable of, let's say it's losing weight or making that positive lifestyle change in your life, okay? When you start believing in yourself, when you have the confidence, that's what's going to help, okay? So why do most people fail to make lasting change? And here's the thing that's, you might, think about, wait, what are they talking about here? But they leave it up to willpower. Okay, this works for a while, but you always revert back to what's comfortable. So what's the solution, you ask? Change what you're comfortable with. All right, you've probably heard that humans are motivated by 2 things. 1 is to avoid pain, and 2, to gain pleasure. When you want to change a behavior pattern, the key is to associate with a pain. Tony talks about that in a lot of his different programs, okay? And you want to associate with a pain with the behavior that you don't want. And then pleasure with the behavior you do want. All right, so you know that you want to lose weight, and that to do so, you need to quit eating comfort food late at night. Okay, you also know that you need to start exercising on a regular basis. Now, up until this point, your brain is trained to associate pleasure with eating comfort food at night and to associate pain with exercise. And so this really has been part of my method in my coaching. I know that trainers and coaches, typically have that persona that they're mean and they're tough and, all that aspect to it. But it's me personally. This is just how I've always been. I never really thought about it, but I've always associated with my coaching techniques is to make exercise fun, make it enjoyable, okay? So this is where you have to start retraining your brain to feel good about exercise, okay, and to feel bad about eating late at night. Thinking about all the negative things about being overweight and connecting these to the unpleasant thoughts to your late night snack is going to be the key, okay? And maybe it's not that you're eating late night snacks. Maybe, every time something doesn't go right your way, you're eating, eating that emotional eating type deal. You've got to change that, okay? So now think about all the wonderful things about being in shape can do, okay? And connect these with pleasant thoughts to exercise. See, I know that you're capable of making a big change in your life, but you've got to start believing it. You have to start that first stage where something must change. Then you have to move into I must change it. And then finally, again, it goes back to I can change it. All right, so again, don't leave it up to willpower. You've got to start thinking about associations and associate, the stuff that you're doing that's, inhibiting you from your weight loss to a negative, some negative pain as opposed to a pleasure. And then put exercise as that pleasure, as that, thing that's going to get you to where you want to be. Make it fun, all right? Enjoy it. Know that it's tough and strenuous, but that is going to lead you to the pleasure that eventually you want. Okay, so again, are you ready for a change? Now, I know I put this out there for you, and some of you can probably take this and run with it and start seeing change right away. You implement it, bam. Some of you need a coach. You need somebody that's going to help you, okay? I want to be that person for you, all right? I have an ultimate transformation program. It's a coaching. You can be local with me. You can be across the world. Doesn't matter. All you have to do is fill out a form. We'll get on the phone. We'll talk for 10 minutes, give you a kind of a fitness evaluation. We'll see whether or not you and I are a good fit to work together. And then we start our journey. I'm going to take you through this process. I'm going to get you to the point where we define your why. We figure out that something must change. And then we know you can change it, okay? And we work to keep you moving in that direction until you see the results and goals you need. So I love to work with you. I'm going to go ahead and give you a link to the website where you can go ahead and fill out the form, and we'll set up a time to talk. It's fitover40challenge.com/fitness coach. Again, it's only going to take you just a few minutes. Fill out that form, and I'll get on the phone with you. We'll talk real quick, and we'll see, whether or not we can work together and how we can get you to where you want to be. Because if you're ready for a change, as they say, the teacher will appear, the coach will appear. And so if you're ready for that change, I'm here for you. So I know this is quick and short, but I saw the documentary again. If you want to see that, it's on Netflix. It's I'm Not Your Guru is what it's called, Tony Robbins. Now, I will just be upfront, which I was kind of shocked. Tony uses some language, so definitely don't get any kids around. And if you're offended by some vulgar language, that I wouldn't watch it. But he's got a reason behind it. He believes that gets people to, it's like a kind of a shock and awe type deal. But anyway, without getting too much into it, it's really a great deal. I liked it. It's a kind of like I said, I listened to even the podcast of the guy that did it. He originally went to just kind of be Tony's guest, and then he found out that he was like, wow, this Date with Destiny changed his life, and then he asked Tony to film it and kind of put together just a little snippet of, I think it's about 2 hours worth of 6 days of stuff that happens at that event. So it's really cool. Some of you guys are going to absolutely love it. Some of you guys might get some benefit out of it. But anyway, check that out. And again, if I can help you, please reach out to me. And if not, get somebody else to. Let somebody help you continue to move you through and get you to where you want to be. All right? So with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and sign off. I hope you make it a great day. Make it a great week. Make it a great year. This is Coach Dave.